actually the second tarot reading video I've recorded this week. I just turned off my AC unit. It's funny because I'm a music producer, and it's like part of my preparation process, like once I sit down and I'm ready to record, is to turn off my AC. And when I started pushing record on the camera now, just now, rather to start the reading, that card jumped out at me. I realized that I needed to turn the AC off because it's directly behind me. So but yeah, so now it's becoming like muscle memory. And as I mentioned before, this is the second video I've recorded this week. However, this will be the one uploaded to, I feel like this, I'm just having this feeling that card needs to be first. Yeah, so the other reading, I mean, honestly, like, I didn't realize that I myself needed a personal reading, and it was ringing very true to me. So I'm thinking that this is the reason why this is going to be the video uploaded ultimately, because the one that I recorded earlier in the week felt like that was something the universe wanted to communicate to me. So I'm gonna try and, so I did a 7-card reading, so I'm gonna do it for this reading now today. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe my channel if you enjoy tarot readings. I feel called to do this, honestly. I've always had like a close relationship with astrology, and as you can see, if you look on my channel, if you go further into my channel, you'll see that I've done videos before, but I'm trying to make it a practice of mine to do it more frequently, because I do enjoy doing this, and I'm just gonna be completely real. It would also help me possibly generate income. You know, this is obviously a skill. I've done readings for friends in the past, and it's scary how accurate I can be, and I think I'm accurate because it's a gift. It's one of my many gifts, and that kind of segues back to the reading that I did earlier in the week on how it was becoming a personal reading for me, and how it was just basically talking about burnout. For the past month, I have been on I've been exploring everything creatively. I've been really zoning in and locking in on my creativity. I'm a music producer, a recording artist, hip-hop artist, painter, guitarist. I just actually became a published author on Story Jumper. I'll also include the link to my children's book, Little Jokesters, in the description. So I get it. And it's funny because it's the continuation. I think I have a picture of it. I mean, I obviously still have the video of the last reading. So the underlying energy. Okay, yeah, because the 4 of Swords came out in the reading that I did earlier in the week. The Magician, I don't know if anyone else is feeling this way, but me personally, I have really been resonating with this card over the past couple of weeks. Like, I've realized that, you are a creator of your reality. If you want to see, you got to literally be the change that you want to see in the world. Whatever change that you want to see made, you have to be that change. And so, I'm holding myself accountable. I mean, another tidbit about myself is that I also have bipolar disorder. So it's very hard for me to stay focused at times. And so, I'll have all these ideas, these creative ideas, and I never used to use a planner until over the past couple of weeks. When I didn't use a planner, everything was so chaotic. And it was irritating because I really wanted to create. And I realized that having a schedule, having a routine, helps me focus on my projects. So I have been creating like a magician. As I mentioned, I'm now a published author of a children's book. I also started up my podcast, The Science of Sound. I started talking about it, the development of it. The fruition of it began 2 months ago. And then I just really was just like, stop saying it, stop thinking about it, and actually do it. And I recorded the first episode, and it premiered this last Thursday on Spotify. That too will also be in the link. So yeah, definitely. I mean, with all that creativity comes the world. You know what I'm saying? You've got the world at your fingertips, and you can, you've moved on from whatever held you back in the past. Like obviously, like I just got finished saying, not having a planner, not writing out these projects, it was becoming frustrating for me because I could see the outcome. I could see the benefits of staying on the path of staying focused on my creative projects, and I was always just letting procrastination win. And so this time I'm letting procrastination win, but I'm also moving on, as you can see is in the Six of Swords. That's, to me, this card is symbolism. This is you moving on. The world is at your fingertips with these creative ideas. That usually happens when you decide the creativity over bullshit. Honestly, I mean, if whatever brings peace to your world, continue to do it. Your cup will be filled. You see this pentacle here. Some like myself, we're on a path of making our, creative endeavors are income. You know what I'm saying? That's what, to me, in the Magician card, the pentacle is in the card. I'm not surprised that it's even in the card. And then rest. So in the video I had recorded, the reading I had recorded a couple of days ago, this card did pop out. And creatives, we need rest. We need to recoup. We need to switch off. We need to be able to detach, whatever you call it, escape, whatever that is, you need to do it. Burnout is very real, and personally, I can attest to that. It is very real, and everything that you work so hard for, if you continue to rush, goodness, the saying just slipped my mind. Just living life in the fast lane. There we go. If you continue to drive in the fast lane, and fast at that, you're going to burn out. And so everything that you were creating, with the Magician card, and everything that was going to come onto, that was going to be huge blessings on their way to you by following through with these creative projects. And also your reward for walking away from procrastination and doing you. All of this is about to get undone. It would have went in vain, and that's the last thing that you want to see happen. So that's exactly why I suggest rest. I'm in a period of resting myself. I had something personal come up a couple of months ago, and I've been healing, and healing takes time. And I've also been exercising. I used to be 230 pounds at the beginning of this year. I've now shrunk down. I've near to 30 pounds. I'm being a little reluctant on taking selfies because I haven't reached my ideal goal weight. So I've got another 30 pounds. So I'm posting little pictures here and there, but some people are aware of my weight loss and some people aren't aware of my weight loss. So, and those that aren't aware, they're pretty much looking at my social media, wanting to see. And but no, I'm calculating how I'm going to step out, and that's pretty much how it is. So this is, to me, the Hanged Man. The underlying energy of all this is calculation. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, it's funny. The first time I saw this card and looking at this individual, that's the vibe I get, is calculated thought. He's in a bind, obviously. Hanging upside down. And to me, it just always and then it's like, even with the turning it upright and seeing the, even when it's upside down, that's like, to me, like a thought bubble, that glow, that light, that surrounding, that halo that's above the crown chakra. This individual is, maybe they figured out if they did something with their foot. I mean, actually, they only have one foot bound, tied up. So possibly they could have already, this is us witnessing the Hanged Man in the process of figuring out how to escape the situation. Having issues with, so right here is where, okay, so I would like for you all to see the cards. So and now it's like, okay, so the Nine of Wands is the next card after the Hanged Man, the underlying energy. You've taken a beating, you've taken a bruising. You didn't take that warning that I gave you earlier in this reading about taking rest, and these are your remaining wands. I can tell that they're your remaining wands because just looking at the expression of the individual on the card is, oh yeah, well, I won't be doing that again. I will definitely take heed, and I will never downplay rest as long as I live, because that, he's like, well, I've got these wands left. I did have more. I probably would have had them and even more of them if I had just taken the proper rest. And so the Eight of Swords is the next card after the Nine of Wands, and the underlining energy of the main cards you see here is how I'm doing this, I suppose. So you're overthinking to the point, like, okay, so now instead of like how we had wands, we have swords, and these are and now you may have lost a sword. So take heed. If you're in the process of making a major decision, did you have to make a sacrifice? You know what I'm saying? Because now the way I'm seeing this is like they're playing off of each other. Like, it's no longer just the wands. We've gone from 9, we went to 8. And now maybe it's because you're taking these so seriously, and you're afraid that you're going to end up in this situation, in the Hanged Man situation again. So swords is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, in that order. But then if you go backwards, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But it's air energy, and air signs, people who fall under those signs are thinkers, analytical, critical thinkers, and so you're overthinking so much that you can't even move. You got to move. There has to be swift action, with swords are swift, so just be all right. You've learned your lesson. You're in your feelings. You got water down here. I'm sorry, but what water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or yes, okay, I did it in the right order. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water signs, and water is generally feelings are, what is the word? Usually, I don't know why I'm saying conjoined or thinking conjoined, but usually feelings comes symbolically water. So you're in your feelings, and you're tying yourself up. You're overthinking. You've got your Eight of Swords. You said to yourself, it was in the first one, you had the right mentality. At least I've got something left, Yeah, I had a whole lot more. So what's going on? Let's get some more clarification. Let's actually get clarification on the Eight of Swords, because it's just like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you get too in your feelings, I'm not saying being in your feelings is a bad thing, but sometimes, unless you know how to control your feelings, you get what I'm saying? Like, you just can't, you're making sure everything goes in vain. And it's just like, that's completely opposite of what you think, what you wanted in the first place. So, let's see. I'm going to draw 3 cards. So already I've drawn 1 to get more clarification on the Eight of Swords. And we got our second. So now we're about to, oh, and we got a jumper. So let's remember that. So the first card, to get more insight, you know, on the Eight of Swords, we got the Chariot. Okay, so strength. It's going to take, you know, and confidence. Look at the, I'm going to assume Emperor. You know, this is a royal highness of some kind. He's, you know, he's confident. And you got to have that strength from what I'm seeing of the, I'm going to assume these are 2 felines. You know, there's strength, there's confidence, and that's what's going to help you break this overthinking pattern. Pentacles, you know, listen, get yourself out of this bind so you can get yourself financially sorted. You know, you got the whole world, you're standing, he looks pretty strong, the individual on the card, they look, you know, pretty strong. They're in their attire, their night attire, you know, metal to protect themselves, like, you know, and it looks like a brand new day, you know, it's, and the third card, we've got the Queen of Wands. So yeah, you know, you're going back to creating, and you're going back to creating with fire, with confidence, you know, you're doing rapid, you know, thinking and creating and things of that nature. So, you know, you can get out of this. Don't be bound like you are in the Eight of Swords. You know, let your feelings, if you're going to feel, then, you know, if you feel reluctant to, you know, feel like a water sign feels, then you're going to feel like a fire sign. And, you know, and your confidence is there because you're royalty, you know, like, you know, with the Chariot, we got to find out exactly what business the individual in the Chariot does. So, so yeah, so this is, get out of your head, you're doing well, the money's coming, stop waiting for the win, you know, have faith, and let's see, I don't know if I have all of my cards here. I may have to pause the video because I do have some angel number cards, and you know, for a little bit more confirmation on this reading, maybe there are some angel numbers that will be appearing to you in the next coming days to really, maybe some people need more clarification on this reading, and so numbers, angel numbers for me are signs. So I do have an angel number oracle deck, and I just want to make sure that I have all the cards here. There's supposed to be 56 cards, and so because I feel like if I was to draw a card and I was like a card short, you're not going to get the message. You know, whoever's watching, whoever needs to see this, they need actual concrete confirmation. So let me make sure that I have all the cards. I am most likely going to stop the video. All right. So yeah, I did count off the cards off screen. There are 56 cards, so maybe the number 5, the numbers 5 and 6 for anyone who's watching could resonate with you. Take what resonates. The number 56, the number 11, 5 plus 6. You know, so 5, 6, 56, 11. We could definitely 6 minus, you know, 1 could be there. I really break it down. Like I said, I've been seeing, I do feel like I have a connection to astrology and tarot. And I definitely believe, you can get help, guidance through the universe, that the universe speaks to us this way. That's just one way that the universe does. So let's see. So what I'm about to draw here is a confirmation. I got a jumper, so this is the card we got. And so the angel numbers are 3333, 3333. So the numbers 3, 33. We've got 6, 9, 12. 12, 1 plus 2 comes back to 3. So this card says social skills, hope, optimism, liberation, success, prosperity, excitement, enthusiasm. The problems you have today will eventually disappear. Your guardian angels encourage you to maintain a positive outlook on life, since your luck may be about to change. It is time to put to use your captivating energy and inspirational personality. Don't let your ego get the best of you. So you're letting something get the best of you. And it didn't want you to know that, or else it would have came out as a different card, but it came out in the 8 of Swords. So if you would like a personal reading, you are more than welcome to message me. If you enjoyed this reading, sorry, I feel like I can't talk, and I did light some palo, as you can see, before the reading, but I do have some gemstones, and I got my my gemstone for my throat chakra, because ever since this morning I have been having a little bit of difficulty getting my words out. But yeah, so and maybe someone who's watching, maybe you've also, I would definitely recommend going to a spiritual shop and looking at the gemstones there, and get stones whenever you feel like one of your chakras is blocked. Having a gemstone that correlates, there we go, that was the word from earlier that I was trying to figure out, but it correlates with the chakra. But yes, if you enjoyed this reading today and you would like to stay tuned for more readings, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, let me know what you think about this reading in the comments below, like the video, and I will catch you guys later on in the week.